Hello everyone and welcome back. This is Doc Ed Padama. This time we will be discussing ano ba itong mixed method research, yung mga iba't ibang designs at kung ano yung mga instruments na pwedeng gawin based on these designs. So palagi ninyong naririnig na kapag mixed method is usually correlated with the word combination. But this is what we want to change today in our discussion, that mixed method is not just combining two methods, but it is integrating these methods. Okay, this is also reflected in our definition, which we will be going to right now. So kapag sinabing mixed method research, ito yung paggamit, uses, and integrates both quantitative and qualitative approach in one study. There is a reason why you combine quantitative and qualitative. And it is very simple. Kapag kayo nagko-combine, nagko-collaborate, ito ay to complement each other. Anong ibig sabihin ng complement? Para yung hindi nagagawa ng isa ay magagawa ng isa, and vice versa. Yun yung main idea behind what we call and what we know as mixed method. So instead of choosing just one, quantitative or qualitative, in mixed method, the researcher uses both to understand the topic more fully, deeply. Okay? Mas malalim ang pagkakaintindi kung dalawang method ang gagamitin. Dahil mas maipapaliwanag nung isa, yung hindi kayang ipaliwanag nung isa. The idea is that each research method covers what the other might miss. So ito yung binabanggit ko kanina. Yung hindi kayang ipaliwanag ng isa, pwede nyong gawin sa isa. Kagaya ng sa quantitative, which uses numeric data, and then you interpret that data, and then in the interpretation, hindi pa enough, or in the data presented, hindi pa enough yung pagpapaliwanag. Diyan papasok ngayon yung qualitative part. Quantitative data design gives measurable patterns through the presentation of numerical values and tables, while sa qualitative data naman explains the meaning behind those patterns. Doon sila nagko-complement. Si quantitative data nagbibigay ng measurable patterns. Pag sinabi nating measurable, gumagamit yan ng statistical formula, numerical data. At doon naman sa kabilang banda, doon sa qualitative, ito naman yung nagpapaliwanag ng mas malalim kung ano ang kahulugan nitong pattern na ito. So in short, pwede kong i-describe na itong mixed method ay parang samahan ng mag-asawa. They complement each other. Si husband complements the wife and the wife complements the husband. Mixed method fits best when a single method cannot fully answer the research question. Meron kasing mga research or study na hindi enough na isang method lang ang gamitin. Hindi enough na quantitative ang gamitin at kulang pa rin kung qualitative naman. Parang may vacuum, may nawawala. So, it is also useful, which refers to mixed method, itong it. Mixed method is also useful when a study needs both breadth and depth. So, hindi lang pag-present ng isang side, kundi mas malalim na pagpapaliwanag doon sa unang presentation. So, yun yung kanilang trabaho kung bakit dalawa ang ginagamit dito sa mixed method. Ulitin ko, hindi lang dapat combination ang definition nyo ng mixed method, but it is also the integration of quantitative and qualitative in order to fully explain a method that has not covered the discussion on a particular area. So they complement each other. Okay. We are now on the second area of our discussion, which is core designs. Ano-ano ba yung iba't ibang core design ng ating mixed method? So meron tayong 4 na pag-uusapan dito. So ito lang yung mga pinili nating core designs, yung tinatawag nating convergent, parallel, explanatory sequential, exploratory sequential, at yung embedded design. So ano ba ang pagkakaiba ng mga sumusunod at paano ito ginagamit? Yung paano ang paggamit, bibigay ko at ipapakita ko sa inyo yung actual sample ng bawat design na nakikita ninyo. So ulitin ko, mamaya yan dito sa ating video discussion. So let's start with a brief overview. Ano ba itong mga core designs na ito? Unahin natin si convergent parallel design. So, si convergent parallel design, ang keyword na kailangan yung tandaan is compare. Compare. So, ang ginagawa niya dito sa kanyang quantitative and qualitative ay tinitignan niya kung yung bang data na nakolekta at na-present at na-analyze ni quantitative ay sinusuportahan ng analysis ni qualitative. So, yun yung ibig natin sabihin kapag ginamitan natin ng salitang compare, yung convergent, converge, to put them side to side. Okay? So, let's look at the definition. Quantitative and qualitative. Quantitative and qualitative data are collected at the same time. Pwede naman the same day, the same week. They are analyzed, both of them are analyzed separately, magkahiwalay. And then, yun nga, they are compared or combined to check if the result supports each other. Yung bang lumabas kay quantitative, sinusuportahan at pareho ang sinasabi kay qualitative. Kaya siya dinescribe doon sa operant word natin, operational term natin na to compare. Okay, moving on to our second core design, which is explanatory sequential design. Ang operant word naman natin dito is explain, ipaliwanag. So ano ang ipapaliwanag? Sino ang magpapaliwanag? So let's look at the definition. The researcher starts with quantitative data. After analyzing the quantitative data, qualitative data is collected to explain or clarify the numerical patterns. So kanina, doon sa convergent, pinagdidikit nila, tinitignan nila if the data from quantitative supports doon sa lumabas na analysis sa qualitative. Dito naman, sa explanatory sequential, after analyzing both data, tinitignan naman nila kung yung pattern ng quantitative ay pinapaliwanag ng qualitative area. Ulitin natin, yung bang lumabas na result sa quantitative data dito sa explanatory sequential ay ipinapaliwanag noong qualitative data na nakuha ninyo. So, again, if you are still, if it is not yet clear, you go back to the operant word that we will be using to explain. Ang qualitative data should explain the quantitative data. O, yun lang yung pinaka-maiksi na pwede natin gamitin in order to simplify kung ano yung role nitong explanatory sequential. So, in order to clarify further, convergent from explanatory, para mas maipaliwanag pa ng mabuti at mas malinaw, tignan ninyo yung nandun sa last line nung every core design. So, dito nakalagay, the goal is to look at the topic from two angles at once. So, yun yung sinasabi nating compare. Yung bang sinasabi ni quantitative data ay similar doon sa result na sinasabi ni qualitative. Doon naman sa isa, sa explanatory, the numbers reveal doon sa quantitative, reveal something unexpected. Mayroon sigurong hindi maipaliwanag na lumabas doon sa quantitative presentation. Ito nakalagay, unclear and need deeper explanation. Yung explanation ngayon, doon sa qualitative lalabas. Bakit ganun yung pattern na lumabas? Ang explanation niya nandun ngayon sa qualitative. Okay, so usually, yung example natin dito sa explanatory is yung evaluation of students sa faculty. It is composed of two areas, two stages, two phases. So, yung una is quantitative, which is yung rating ng different areas ng teacher. And then, yung susunod na part is yung narrative. So, doon makikita nyo yung collaboration nitong dalawang method. So, may mga lumalabas na hindi may paliwanag doon sa quantitative na pwedeng ipaliwanag ni qualitative. Okay, so these are examples that you can use doon na sa actual formulation and crafting of your research paper. The next core design is called exploratory sequential design. To explore. Kanina, yung number 2, to explain. Number 1, to converge. Okay, so yun yung mga keywords din natin para mas madali nyong ma-differentiate. Kagaya niya, number 2 and number 3, explanatory, and number 3, exploratory, to explore. Ang keyword naman natin dito sa explore is to develop, to create something from one method and use another method in order to develop kung ano man yung gagawin based doon sa unang method. So dito sa exploratory, mauuna ang qualitative. The researcher begins with qualitative. This helps create, gagawa ng instrument based on the themes or variables that will later be tested with quantitative tools. So, anong ginagawa sa explanatory? Yung qualitative data will be presented initially, open-ended questions, and then from the narratives, kukuha sila ng mga themes. Okay? So, yung mga common na lumalabas doon sa open-ended questions, i-group nila yan. And then, hahanap sila ng domains. Ano-ano ba itong mga area na palaging lumalabas doon sa qualitative data na nag-gather. And then from that, gagawa naman sila ng tool based doon sa mga themes na galing sa qualitative. Para mas madali nyo nang maintindihan mamaya yung instrument na ipipresent natin. Binibigyan ko na kayo ng mas malalim na understanding kung ano dapat yung forma ng inyong instrument kung ito ang gagamitin yung core design. Number 4 is what we call embedded design. Embedded design. So before we continue with number 4, let's look at the last line of number 3. So sa number 3, a topic is new. Bago yan. Kaya nga explore to develop. A topic is new or under research. Hindi pa masyado nagagawa ng research. And needs exploration before measurement. So wala pang existing instrument, lalo na kung hindi pa masyadong na-investigate, kaya exploratory sequential ang gagamitin. Yun nga yung paliwanag natin kaninang proseso. Gagawa muna o magbibigay muna ng initial open-ended questions, maggagather and organize ng themes, and then from the themes, magde-develop ng quantitative instrument. Yun yung exploratory sequential design. Number 4, embedded design, the keyword is support. So, yung isang research method, which is qualitative, supports the first question. So, naka-embed kasi doon sa unang tanong, which is answerable by quantitative, meron kagad kasunod na answerable naman through narrative. Open-ended yung question. Kaya siya embedded. Nasa questioning ito nasa instrument. Again, mamaya, makikita nyo kung anong itsura niya. So, tignan muna natin yung definition niya. One method is the primary approach. Primary, yun yung una. Yung unang method usually is the quantitative. And the other is added inside to support specific parts of the study. Yung other naman dito na binabanggit ay yung qualitative. So qualitative is added inside the question in order to support that part of the study. So ano yung last line? A major quantitative or qualitative project needs additional insight. So to deepen the specific question na gagamitin, nilalagyan or sabi nga natin, quote and unquote, ini-embed. Nag-i-embed, naglalagay ng open-ended question para masuportahan yung unang tanong o maipaliwanag yung unang tanong. We are now on the presentation of the sample instruments under each core design. So tandaan ninyo yung mga core designs natin, convergent, parallel, explanatory sequential, exploratory sequential, and embedded design. So let's start with ito pala muna. Meron pa tayong table para makatulong sa inyo mas malinaw to summarize what we have discussed. So, sa mixed method instrument, kapag exploratory, the keyword is develop. Kapag explanatory is to explain. Convergent is to compare. Embedded is to support. And then, the brief description and overview of each core design is presented on the right side. So, qualitative findings are used to develop quantitative instrument. Ito yung exploratory kasi bago pa lang. Dito naman sa explanatory, quantitative results are classified or explained through qualitative follow-up. And then convergent parallel, qualitative and quantitative data are collected together to compare results. Pinagtatabi nila yung resulta ng kinuhang quantitative and qualitative. Embedded naman, one type of data is embedded to support the main method. So let us now go to our instruments. Number 1 will be the convergent parallel mixed method. The theme or the area of the investigation will all be the same. Magiging pare-pareho yan, which is teaching effectiveness of pre-service teachers. So sabi natin sa convergent, dapat merong comparison at sinusuportahan ng isa't isa yung resulta ng kanilang method. Si quantitative, sinusuportahan yung result ni qualitative and vice versa. So, the design that we will be using will be convergent parallel design. Quantitative plus quantitative, qualitative plus quantitative collected simultaneously. So, this is the sample scale that can be used. You can use strongly disagree and strongly agree. And then these are the sample questions. So tatlo lang muna. So this is the quantitative area. So kung mapapansin niyo sa quantitative area, instructional delivery, classroom management, yan yung mga domains. Student engagement, assessment practices, and professional attitude. So, nagtanong muna sa quantitative. Ginamit yung scale na present natin. Pagkatapos niyan, sa qualitative instrument naman, this should be collected at the same time or implemented at the same time. Semi-structured interview guide, open-ended questionnaire to be conducted at the same week, the same day, whichever is convenient. And then, ito naman, yung kanilang mga question. So, yan yung mga open-ended question ninyo. So, teaching effectiveness. Okay? So, dito, sa susunod na phase, how the convergent parallel design works. So, meron na tayong open-ended questions. The question should cover the domains na pinakita natin kanina sa quantitative. So, dapat, kung ano yung mga tanong dito, kinover niya itong mga domains hanggang dito sa professional attitude. Diba? So, yun yung idea behind the quantitative and qualitative in terms of content. Okay. Yung pangatlong phase, timing. Paano ba ini-implement? Quantitative questionnaire and qualitative interview are conducted simultaneously or within the same time frame. So kung kaya pa ng schedule, pwede muna yung quantitative part and then immediately after that, pwede nyo na kagad implement yung interview, semi-structured interview. So yun yung sinasabi dito, yung simultaneous. Hindi naman eksaktong sabay. So magkasunod. Okay? Again, it can be within the same day, within the same week ang implementation niya. And then yung analysis, quantitative data presents descriptive statistics, correlation, factor analysis. Sa qualitative data naman, ganito din talaga yung ginagamit nila, coding and thematic analysis. The results are separate. And then you're going to try to establish the relationship between the results. So, hindi siya, kahit na magkasunod nyo siyang binigay, hindi siya dapat, hindi siya ina-analyze ng sabay. Kasi magkahiwalay dapat yan. Okay. Integration and mixing under ng convergent. So, after separate analysis, magkahiwalay nyo ng nakita yung quantitative data at yung result ng semi-structured interview, i-compare nyo na. How are you going to compare? Compare whether the interview themes support or contradict the scale scores. Establish the relationship or the if it is not related, if it is related and or not related doon sa interview and doon sa scale scores. Then merge merge the findings to create fuller understanding of teaching effectiveness. So pag isi-synthesize nyo na, yun yung merging na sinasabi. Ano ang similarity ng dalawa? Ano yung differences ng dalawa? At papaano nyo na isa-summarize itong dalawa? Okay? Identifies convergence, divergence, or expansion. Ito yung sinasabing similarity and differences. Okay? High scores in classroom management, but interviews showing struggle may reveal overestimation or specific context issues. Kung nagkakaroon ng discrepancy from one method to another method, part yan nitong convergence kasi similarities and differences and then you synthesize. So, the last part are possible research titles na pwedeng gamitan ng convergent parallel mixed method. So, it's already presented in front of you. So, before we go to the next research or mixed method research instrument, you may pause this video to be able to get a copy of these proposed research titles under convergent parallel mixed method. The next core design is the explanatory sequential mixed method instrument. Again, the keyword is to explain. Explain the patterns that were collected from the quantitative. Kaya kung mapapansin nyo dito, mauuna ang gathering ng quantitative, and then for unusual patterns, it will be further explained by qualitative questions. So, i-analyze muna yung quantitative, and then after that, qualitative questions will be given as a follow-up in relation doon sa mga patterns na lumabas doon sa quantitative. So that is explanatory sequential design. So again, we have the same theme, teaching effectiveness ng mga teachers. And then the scale is the same, strongly disagree, strongly agree. So we have the following domains. Nagbigay lang tayo ng 3 sample question for each domain. Instructional delivery, classroom management, effectiveness ng teaching ito ha, student engagement, assessment practices, professional attitude. Analysis of phase 1. So yung professional attitude, 3 din yan. Analysis of phase 1. Researchers identify the following patterns kasi ang pinag-uusapan natin. Ano yung highest, lowest, mean scores in the analysis of the quantitative part? Anong mga areas where the respondents cluster? Ano yung pinakamarami? High engagement at ano yung pinakakonti? Low engagement. Again, the focus are patterns from the quantitative data that you have gathered. And then, sections with unusual or contradicting patterns. So, ano yung nagbabanggaan? It doesn't make sense bakit ganito. So, ulitin natin, highest, lowest, high engagement, low assessment, and then yung contradictory patterns. Again, this boils down sa identification ng numerical patterns that resulted from the initial gathering of data under ng quantitative instrument. Phase 2, nandito na ngayon sa qualitative dapat na-analyze na ninyo yung data doon sa quantitative before you go to qualitative phase or phase 2. In this particular phase, the purpose or the goal is to explain and provide deeper insights kung bakit ganun yung mga patterns sa quantitative. Why do you have the following patterns? So, the role of qualitative is to explain these patterns, especially the lowest scoring and areas that were mentioned initially. So, participant selection, the purposeful sampling will be used. Purposeful sampling based on quantitative results. So, example, students with lowest scores in the classroom, students with highest engagement scores, and students with mixed patterns. So, purposive yung sampling ninyo. So, you're going to choose students that are relevant doon sa mga patterns na nakita ninyo sa quantitative. Okay. The tool itself, qualitative tool, focuses on follow-up in the form of interview dahil nga may mga unusual patterns. So, again, yung areas natin, instructional delivery, ito yung open-ended question natin, and then classroom management, this is the question, student engagement, then the question, assessment practices, and then the question. So if you are going to look at the question, your responses suggest, ibig sabihin na-analyze na yung initial quantitative instrument. So dito sinasabi doon sa analysis ng quantitative ninyo, it suggests that some strengths and challenges in explaining lessons. There are strengths and challenges in explaining lessons based on the quantitative. Can you share a moment when you struggled? Ine-expound niya. So, in-encourage niya, lumabas sa initial quantitative na merong strength and meron challenges. Pwede nyo bang i-share yung pagkakataon na meron kayong struggle doon sa lesson ninyo? Okay. This is, again, to support yung pattern. It's the same with the other open-ended question. Pareho lang 'yan. The data shows doon sa quantitative varying scores in managing behavior. So pinapakita sa quantitative na ganito yung lumabas. Tatanong niya ngayon, anong specific classroom situation challenges you most? Diba? So yun yung magiging magiging follow-up question para dito sa mga teachers natin. Okay, so After that, going to letter E, professional attitude. This is the sample question, overall reflection, sample question. So, assuming na natapos na lahat yan, how do you integrate dito sa core design natin ngayon? So, ang integration niya is mixing of quantitative and qualitative results. Sabi natin kanina, yung quantitative patterns should be explained by the qualitative questions. So, number 1, connects the qualitative explanation directly to the quantitative score. O, diba? Ganun yun na i-connect na yun yung dalawa. Lalabas na ngayon yung explanation ng mga respondents ninyo kung bakit ganun yung pattern na lumabas sa quantitative. Number 2, looks for areas where qualitative data supports or clarifies the quantitative trends or patterns. Lalabas talaga yan. Bakit ganyan? Bakit napakataas? Bakit napakababa? Bakit napakarami na may ganito? Bakit kokonti lang yung ganyan? So, establish nyo lang kung alin doon yung nagpapaliwanag kung bakit marami, bakit kokonti, bakit mataas, bakit mababa. So, establish their connection. And then the third one, identifies mismatch. Example, a student scores high on engagement but describes low confidence. Contradicting yan. Kaya mismatch. So, identify nyo bakit may mismatch and try to present a justification or explanation kung bakit ganon. Probable explanation. And then the last one, produce a merged explanation, summary. What the numbers say, what the stories say. This is quanti. And this is quali. And how they complement or contradict each other. Basically, everything that is presented in the integration is to establish relevance, connection, or if there is no connection, you also need to explain. Okay? So, that's the main idea under integration dito sa explanatory research instrument ng mixed method ninyo. Possible research titles, again, you can pause this part of the video so you can grasp kung ano pa yung pwedeng gamiting title for this particular instrument. The next instrument is exploratory, to explore. To explore is to develop based on our initial discussion. So, papaano nagde-develop dito sa exploratory sequential mixed method instrument? Let's go through our initial data. We have the same theme, teaching effectiveness pa rin of pre-service teachers. And then the design is exploratory. You start with qualitative and then develop an instrument which is quantitative. A quantitative instrument based on the qualitative themes that you were able to gather. So here, meron kayong makikitang mga tanong na nasa qualitative. This is labeled as initial exploration. Kasi nga wala pang masyadong study na ginagawa doon sa research na pinopose ninyo. So you need to explore ano ba mga theme. So dito, nandyan naman nakastate yung purpose, to explore how pre-service teachers understand teaching effectiveness and understand behavior skills, attitudes to help the teachers teach well. Okay, participants is also presented here. And then after that, data collection, semi-structured interview. Again, may I remind everyone, this is an open-ended question para lumabas yung mga themes na pwede nyong gamitin doon sa quantitative part ninyo. So these are the questions. You can go through them one by one. And then again, remember, go back. The focus is teaching effectiveness. So in the formulation of the questions, dapat ito yung mga tanong na makakatulong sumagot doon sa teaching effectiveness. So, lahat ng laman dito should go back and be able to answer teaching effectiveness. Okay, next. Expected output from the qualitative phase. Ito ngayon yung lumabas. So, assuming na nag-gather na, na-collate na, na-analyze na, lumabas na yung mga thematic analysis, nagkaroon na ng coding. Ang lumabas na mga theme, clarity of instruction, para maging effective, dapat malinaw ang pagtuturo, student engagement, kailangan active yung student, classroom management, kailangan maayos ang classroom during the learning process, content mastery, dapat expert yung teacher, feedback and assessment, kailangan magkaroon ng evaluation of the learning, and then professional attitude of the teacher. So, ito yung mga lumabas na theme based doon sa qualitative ng initial na ginamit ninyo dito sa instrument ninyo ngayon, which is exploratory. To explore, to develop. So, tandaan nyo ito ha, tandaan nyo itong mga domains na yan. So, yan ngayon ang gagamitin natin para makabuo ng quantitative instrument. Okay. So, on the next part, these themes will guide you in the creation of quantitative instrument, as I mentioned earlier. So, yung quantitative phase, ayan na yung purpose niya, and then yung participants niya stated, and then ito yung scale na ginamit. So, strongly disagree, strongly agree, and then tignan nga ninyo, double check. Number 1 is clarity of instruction. So, in the instrument, section 1 or domain 1 is clarity of instruction, and then you have the questions under the first domain, and then the second is student engagement, which is also student engagement doon sa theme na nakita. So, it follows na lahat. Nandyan na yan. Ilan ba yung 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So, professional attitude is the last. Section 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Professional attitude is the last. So, it should align with the themes na nakita doon sa qualitative or the initial method that you use. Yun ngayon yung integration ng qualitative and quantitative ninyo. Ayan na, integration. The qualitative findings help identify and construct, helps identify themes, and constructs used to build the scale. Quantitative result will later check the following. Ano yung factors na nagpe-predict ng effectiveness sa teaching? How does these align? How do these align with lived experiences ng teachers? Anong area ng kailangan ng intervention, training, or support? All of this will be answered doon sa instrument niyo. Okay. So, we're already on the last method, the core design, which is embedded mixed method instrument. The embedded mixed method instrument. So, from the term used, embed is to integrate. There is a specific qualitative question that is integrated within the quantitative question. So, mamaya makikita nyo ulit yan. So, again, let's go through. The theme is the same. Teaching effectiveness ng teachers. And then the design is embedded. And structure. Primarily, quantitative yung mauuna. May quantitative na tanong, and then with a qualitative question embedded to follow up yung quantitative. It is embedded inside the quantitative. This is to clarify, to elaborate unusual or high or low responses. So, tignan natin paano yung design ng embedded dito sa instrument. So, andito na yung scale. Strongly disagree, strongly agree, and then makikita nyo dito sa question number 1. Instructional skills. So there is a set of questions 1, 2, 3, and then there's an embedded qualitative prompt that supports or follow up the questions initially presented. So dito sa embedded, tignan natin, if you rate any item 1 or 2, describe a moment when you had difficulty explaining a lesson. What made it challenging? So if you're going to rate any item 1 or 2, describe a moment when you had difficulty explaining. So again, this tries to solicit answers that would further explain yung initial question, which is in quantitative. So ganun lang palagi yung mangyayari dito. Sa classroom management, I can handle minor classroom disruptions without losing control of the lesson. I set clear expectations for behavior. I maintain positive learning environment. Yung embedded niya, share one classroom management strategy that works well for you. So dito, specific Dito, situational. Situational ang hinihingi niya. In order to reinforce or to explain kung ano yung mga initial na tinanong niya. Okay? So again, it's the same with the other part, naka-embed. Okay? Kaya siya tinawag na embedded, naka-include. Okay. So, in the embedded, this is the last question sa professional disposition. And the second phase, qualitative embedded phase. Explanatory qualitative. So, dito, the short prompts embedded within each section should serve to, number 1, explain unusual high or low scores. Nakita nyo dito lahat meron. So, you can modify this. Siguro ang pwede nyo lang lagyan, yung mga kailangan lang lagyan. So, hindi kailangan lahat lagyan. So, yun lang, may mga mataas, mababang score, provide context to quantitative trends, ano-ano yung mga nakikita nyong pattern din na kailangan lagyan ng follow-up or embedded prompt, or to reveal stories or examples behind each number. So the qualitative answers are not long form. Maiksi lang yung ano niya dapat yan, yung narrative niya. They are short explanations intentionally placed next to the quantitative numbers or items. So how the embedded design works. Primary priority, quantitative data. Okay? So, meron kayong scale na ginamit ninyo dyan. The second is qualitative response that clarifies, confirms, challenges the quantitative scores. Again, merong specific area na kailangan ipaliwanag ng mas malalim kung related sila, hindi sila related, at bakit ganito yung trends. So, integration or mixing. If a students rate themselves low, mababa sa classroom management, the embedded prompt explains the problem. Kasi lumabas doon sa disagree, strongly disagree. Walang classroom management. Pero, walang explanation. Kaya magkakaroon ka ngayon ng prompt, yung embedded prompt, in order to explain the exact problem. And then, if the student rates themselves very high naman, ganun din. Whether their strategies match good practice. If the trends show strong scores in instruction but weak sa classroom management, embedded stories explain the specific issues. Kaya kanina, meron tayong na-encounter situational. They tell stories in order to explain kung ano yung issue. Kung bakit hindi nagmamatch, mataas yung score sa instruction pero classroom management is mababa. Okay, possible research titles. Again, this will be the last part of our discussion. So again, you can create your own idea or base your idea based on presented research titles for this particular instrument, which is embedded mixed method inquiry. Again, we are going to end on this part. Maraming salamat po sa inyong lahat sa pakikinig. And then don't forget to please follow and subscribe my YouTube channel at Talkhead Padama. and then share this video to your colleagues, classmates, if they are, especially if they are using mixed method in their research paper. Thank you very much, everyone. Good day, God bless, and I'll see you on our next video. Bye!